I think we might have made a big mistake. This is worrying me because I messed up big time. I get an alarm from my Govee water sensors. Check this out. Well, there was water coming all the way down here. You never have any kind of water in a slide. And that's why. As soon as I get in the truck and start moving it, and this is crazy. I'm like, there's no way it can make that big of a difference. I was so wrong. We've moved into the new RV, and the first week was not great, to say the least. The RV industry definitely has some quality control issues, and we're going to go over all that mess, share the good, the bad, the ugly, some of the new upgrades that we've done that really made a big difference. So stick around, check it out. Hey guys, if you're new, I'm Chris. This is Salty Trips channel. We live full-time in our RV with my wife, our 3 puppies, and we share our adventures, the good, the bad, and the ugly with you guys. Try to make it mostly good, but stuff happens. So to catch everybody up that isn't kind of know what's going on, we just recently bought a brand new RV and we did some things to it. We put a new air conditioner on the new RV. We installed a soft start. We put a washer dryer combo that is fantastic. And we have videos for all that mess. Then we also changed over all the solar from our old RV, not all of it, we left some of it on there, to the new RV, and we swapped over all our Victron inverters and our batteries and all that mess. Did some other little upgrades, but it was finally time to move in. And so if you watch all those videos, then you know, like, we've been busy and I've been exhausted. So I didn't video everything with the move in. I got a little bit here and there, but we've had so much going on. If you guys don't know, I do run 2 YouTube channels, one's for fishing and then one's for RV stuff. But we're going to go over all the trials and tribulations of move-in day and the first week and the problems that we had and some of the things that, you guys have probably heard over and over again about the quality control issues with RVs and stuff, with building them and everything. And we ran into some of that stuff. And sometimes it's just so like ridiculous that you just got to laugh. And there's nothing else you can do. It wasn't all bad. We did find out some stuff that, like, we should have been doing this whole time RVing, and I can't believe we didn't do it sooner, because, like, we've seen other RVers do it and we're like, that's not really necessary. I don't think that's a big deal. And then we got one for ourselves and it's kind of completely changed the way we live. And we found out some things about this RV that you don't always look for, and even if you got an inspection, because we got an inspection that you miss or don't even think about until you're actually living in it. So we're going to share that stuff with you guys so that maybe if you're going to buy one or you're looking at one, maybe you'll see this video and it'll ring a bell and be like, hey, pay attention to this or that. And then maybe, it'll help you guys out. That's why we make these videos, help you guys out. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, so after Finn, it's okay, buddy, just lay down for a minute. Anyway, that's Finn. It was time to move the old RV and put the new RV in its place. So we hitched up and we took the old RV and we put it in storage, and we have it listed. If it's still available, I'll leave a link in the description area below. It's a great RV. There's, like, everything works on it. Everything's great. We pulled all that stuff off the solar panels, but we patched up that roof and cleaned it and everything. So it is pristine. And we weren't having any issues with that RV. And that was kind of one of the reasons why we think we might have made a big mistake. It's because in our first week here, we've had quite a few issues. All right, so then it's time to get the old RV and bring it over here into the new spot. And then the sun was shining, nice out. And then soon as I hitched up to that thing and started pulling it out to go turn it around and bring it back over to this spot where we're staying, this happened. Of course, as soon as I get in the truck and start moving it, a freaking lightning storm hits us. And this is crazy. Oh crap. She definitely does not like that lightning. Finny could care less. Got it into the spot, unhitched, unloaded, got the slides out, got the puppies back in here, and it was just thunder and lightning the whole time. Like, there was not much I could do but just try to get the rascals back in here as quickly as I can. And Lily, these two don't really mind the lightning and stuff and thunder. They could care less, but Lily does not like the rain and the thunder. But as soon as I got the rascals in here, slides out, everything, and good to go, like, I swear, like 60 seconds after that, and like we were all kind of settled, it stopped raining. That was just not a good start. We got it done. We got moved. All right, so one of the first things that we noticed was we had way more bugs coming in, flying into the RV than before. They're not really crawling in, but they're flying in. Every time the door opens, they fly in. I think it's this light that they have out here under the awning. It's like the almost neon, like where bugs just, flock to it. And they just hover around outside. Kim still works early in the morning, so we have to get up and walk the puppies before the sun's up. And we have to have a light out there, or we're tripping over ourselves. Don't worry, we're quiet. Nobody even knows we're out there. But there's bugs flying all around those lights and everything. And of course, as soon as that door opens, they zip in. So one of the first things we had to do is figure out how to deal with these things. We can't just turn off the light because we need to see. But we've seen another channel get one of these. I forget who makes it, but it just has a little like light on the back, and it's like sticky on there on the inside. And this, after just a couple days, this is what it looked like. It already collected bugs super fast, and especially when the light's off, they just zoom right over there. And let me tell you about this. This is pretty funny. Well, in just a second, but let me show you this, guys. This is after, I think, been maybe about 2 weeks or so. I can't remember, but look at it. If you don't like bugs, just look away for a second. I'm gonna pull this thing out, but look at that. It is ridiculous. So many. And we used to never have a bug problem before, and I think it's just because of the light that they installed under the awning out there. But here's the crazy thing. That thing works so well that, like, if a bug flies in here, we have all these like blackout shades and stuff, so it makes it pretty dark in here when I turn the lights off. And usually, I got the light in the bedroom one too, but usually all I have to do is turn the light off. Like, I usually wait like about maybe 60 seconds, maybe a minute or two. I'll just sit down, play on my phone with the lights off, and I walk back over, turn the light on, and sure enough, you go over there and you lift it, they just fly right to it and get stuck in there. And like, if I see something flying around, that's what I do, and just go whoop, and they're gone. But as soon as you turn the lights off around here, they go whoom, right over to that thing. Probably should have got one of those a long time ago. I'll leave links for that in the description area below. You guys, click on these links and get this stuff that we use. That's why we share this stuff. So hopefully it'll help you guys out. And I wouldn't share it unless I thought it was something that was worth having. But I wouldn't recommend something unless we didn't have it or use it or think it's a good idea. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. All right, guys. For the next part, we got to come outside. Nope. Benny. When we first looked at the RV, this didn't even cross my mind or think to even look for this. But, our old one, we had an outlet out here, and which is nice if you got to plug something in. Like, we have our bug zapper here, but there's no outlets anywhere on the outside. And also, on our old RV, we have a little quick disconnect that attaches to our LP tanks, and there's no attachment over here. So I can't really grill unless I use one of the small bottles, or I attach the whip directly to one of these big tanks. So we can still grill. It's just nice to have. So I may wind up adding one later on. That may be a project for a later day, but most RVs come with these standard. I didn't even think to look, so now I know. And so hopefully it'll help you guys next time check for an LP quick disconnect. To run our bug zapper, have an extension cord run from that outlet that's over there out here and then back down across there. But that's not why we're over here. The thing is, we finally got one of these RV water softeners, and this thing has been fantastic. We got our neighbor's dog over here saying hi, but I didn't think we'd really need that because I'm like, there's no way it can make that big of a difference. I was so wrong. And I probably should have filmed putting this thing together, like just putting the resin in. It's super simple. You just put the resin in, screw it on, and get to go. And also, we went ahead and got the water filters. They're like 5 micron. I don't think you need to go much more than that. And we finally did replace the pressure regulator with a little better high flow one. And you want to get one of these that, like, if you're looking at that opening and it's got like a 3/8 opening inside, that's all the water flow you're going to get through there. But it's bigger than the PEX pipe, so you get maximum flow through it. And you guys at RV know that sometimes water pressure is a little struggle with these things, but this one is fantastic. So far, the water filter is great. The reason that we really got the water softener and the filters is because in the old RV, you know, at this spot where we're at, we're on a well, and the water's kind of hard, and it was staining our toilet. And like when we went to clean up the new RV for you guys, whoever winds up buying it, you know, we cleaned the toilet really good, and we got all this stuff off. But it took some elbow grease, and Kim almost kind of basically gave up on trying to keep the glass clean in there because of the hard water. But now we installed this water softener, and it's made a world of a difference. You could just feel it. Like the water is just completely different. It just like beads off you. It's so smooth. Like Kim doesn't have any, you know, issues with the hair and stuff anymore. It's not stiff. So washing dishes, just keeping the shower clean and everything, it's made a huge difference. So far. Like, we'll keep you updated, but this little thing is working great. And about every 2 months, you got to dump some salt in it and regenerate it. And it's a pretty easy process. Well, when we have to go do it, I'll share it with you guys too. But also, I wanted to share with you guys too, is, I don't know if you noticed, but we put these little quick disconnects on every little piece of hose. I got one almost on every in and out, so that every time I have to take something apart, these things make things so much quicker. You got a quick disconnect for everything. I'll leave these links for that and the filters. So far, so good. If we ever have any issues, we'll let you know, but they've been working fantastic, and we probably should have done that a long time ago. I hesitated. I didn't think it would make that big of a difference, but it is. So if you've been on the fence about one of these little water softeners, and I was worried about, like, you know, taking up space and stuff too, it's worth it. Completely worth it. All right, now we're going to take a little trip into the bathroom here, and we ran into a few issues that we got to share with you. The first thing we noticed is when we take a shower down here, water would start seeping out from underneath here. And I could not figure out for the life of me where it was coming from. Basically, what I wound up doing was, but it seemed like over there in that corner, it seemed like they might have missed a little bit. And there's screws that go through here to hold this, you know, down to the bottom, the base. And so I siliconed all over all that, but I must have got it because it stopped. But that just goes back to, you know, quality control issues. But this one's kind of fun. This one made me laugh. Look, when you turn the cold water on, you know, it doesn't activate the water heater because this is a tankless Suburban water heater. And then if I know a lot of people think that these have pressure regulators in them that sense the pressure. No, there's no pressure regulators in the tankless water heaters, and there's no such thing as a hot water heater, just water heaters. It's a little pet peeve of mine since my dad growing up, and like, why do you need to heat hot water? No such thing as a water heater. Go to Home Depot, walk down the water heater aisle, and go try to find a hot water heater. Go look at all the labels. Not a single one of them will say hot water heater. They say water heaters. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. But you turn on the hot water, and it activates it and starts heating the water. And then you shut it off, and it cuts off the flame. It no longer senses the flow, and it'll just shut itself down. See, when that stuff's going, it still shows the temperature. There it goes. It just kind of clicks off. All right, so whenever you turn on the cold water, that should never come on. But one thing I started noticing when I flushed the toilet. All right, I'm going to set you guys right here, and I'm going to flush the toilet. All right, I'm flushing. Look what happens. Every single time that thing kicks on, and even because it notices the flow, because those things have flow meters. It's never enough for it to, you know, kick the fan on because you're not flushing it for that long. But somebody hooked a hot water line to the toilet instead of one of the cold water lines. I don't know if it was just some new kid or somebody at the assembly line that just doesn't care about his job anymore, but seriously, they hooked a hot water line to the toilet. That's just a little crazy to me. It's not really hurting anything because it's not like it kicks the flame on or anything. It just detects it long enough and then shuts down. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just dumb. Now, you probably saw in the beginning of the video, there's water flooding in here, but that had none of that stuff had anything to do with it. But we're getting there, so hold on. And now for the sponsor of this video, Brooklyn Bedding. I'm just kidding. We're not sponsored by Brooklyn Bedding. We don't have a Brooklyn bed, RV bed, but we are going to talk about this real quick. If you guys remember in the previous video, we did get a new mattress because we went from a queen to an RV king. which has been great. And this mattress is I can't even talk anymore. This mattress has been fantastic. This has been some of the best night's sleeps we've had in quite a while. I thought the other mattress that we had was great, but this thing is superb. I'll leave links for this one in the description area too below. If you have a king and thinking about a new bed, and this one was probably maybe like a third less the price of most of those Brooklyn bedding ones, because we looked at them. We were going to get one, you know, because we see everybody boasting about them on sponsored videos. And just remember, like, you know, sponsored video is somebody paying you to say something. Like when you see me do review videos and collaborations, that means they gave me a product to check out for you guys. They didn't pay me, which means they can't tell me what to say. I don't sign any contracts, because some of these companies do want you to sign contracts so they can control and have editorial discretion about your video and what you say about it. But we don't like to do that. We like to give you the fair shakedown on how things are. If things garbage, like if we got something and it was garbage, we'll let you know so that you guys don't make the same mistake. But if we find something that's good, and like this, we're using it, I wouldn't be using it and tell you it's good unless I really thought so. I wouldn't sleep on a crappy mattress, tell you guys it's good. So anyway, one of the best things about this mattress though is most of these RV kings are 72 inches, like a regular, I think, king is like 76 inches wide or something like that. And the RV kings are like 72 inches wide. And this one is 70 inches wide, which leaves you a little bit of room on each side. You know, if you guys make these beds, you know how hard it is to get back there. And Kim has been loving it because it's way easier to change sheets with that. Just even a little inch on each side helps tremendously. So if you're looking for a mattress in the RV king size, this thing's fantastic. But you remember in the video where we reviewed this thing, and I told you that, you know, it's got a big window up here in the front, and I'm like, I think that's useless. Big window that they kind of have as a selling point, but honestly, I think this is kind of a waste of space. Well, look at it now. It's got, we put a big screen over it. The sun gets over this way and it starts coming through there, and you can feel the heat radiating off of that window. And it makes the air conditioner in here kick on like all the time. And just run, it was running like nonstop in the front here. I'm like, man, what's going on? And you just walk over here and you could feel it. It's just heat coming off this thing. You know, I did say like this would have been better used for like as a closet space, but maybe I'll admit Kim was right. I was wrong. She really loves having the counter space over here, and everything else fit in the places that we do have. But anyway, so I did get some Reflectix, and there's a shade that draws down, and so I put it behind that and I actually doubled it over so it's twice thick, and now it finally works much better. So if you're looking at an RV with a front window, unless you're in cool weather and you have a great view, it's pointless. But you know, we share those things with you guys just because, oh man, I almost forgot this one. We share this stuff with you guys, so hopefully it'll help you guys out. And let me know if it does help you guys out. Let us in the comment section, you know, let us know if these things are helping you guys out, either from stopping screwing up or making a bad decision. I don't know. Anyway, that's why we share it with you guys. But our Eureka vacuum, I gotta talk about this for just a second, because I messed up big time. You remember earlier when I showed you when we moved and it started pouring? I thought it was just going to be a quick turnaround, go drop the other one off, come back, get the new one, move it. So I left a few things outside on the picnic table, and one of them was our Eureka vacuum. So far, we've been loving this thing. And so I had to wind up ordering a whole another one because it sat out, it got it in the rain and it was ruined. But I just want to share this with you real quick too. It's like, you know, it came with one of these little brackets, which is perfect for move days. You can just leave it here and it doesn't go anywhere and it's out of the way. But we love this vacuum. If you're looking for an RV vacuum, you know, this one's working great for us. I've shared it with the previous videos. So like I said, once again, we'll leave links for everything, if I remember. And if I don't leave links, because I know sometimes like, hey, you said you were going to leave a link and you forgot. Yeah, sometimes I forget. So just remind me and I'll put one in there. Oh, and we did get another little thing over here that Kim sometimes likes to watch a little TV on her phone when she goes to bed. And of course, in their infinite wisdom, they put a little counter over there and nothing over here. So we got this one off of Amazon too, and it's been working out great. She just puts her cord up through here, sets her phone there, and she has a little stand for it and everything. When we go to make the bed, you just fold it up, and look how much space there is to get around there and get the covers. But you know, sometimes it's just the little things that really make a big difference. So now we're going to go over the one thing that really made us like rethink if we made a big mistake or not. All right, guys. Now it comes from the nitty gritty, the dirty mess of RV life. And here we go. You know, we got the new washer dryer combo, which is fantastic. You know, the washer dryer itself is great. Like I said, we've had the other one for like 2 years. We got the exact same model, installed it, and I got a few questions about that. You know, does it dry everything completely and everything? Yes, it works just like a residential, you know, washer dryer. It just probably takes a little bit longer, and you can't do as big of loads. But it's in an RV. What do you expect? And it works great. You know, it washes the clothes clean and gets them dry. It does what it's supposed to do. So this is what's going on. I put a load of laundry in. This is our first load of laundry, and I put it in there, and then, you know, start doing some little projects around here. I went to the front bay, and I think I was working on the Victron equipment or something. I think I was cleaning up the wires, or I don't know. I forget at this point because of what I saw. Like, I was sitting there, like on my little bucket, looking in the bay, and then all of a sudden I see water coming out of the basement area on the side, and I was like, what the heck? So of course, like, I'm like, washer, oh my god, the washing machine's leaking or something. So I run back inside, and this is what I find. All right, guys, so the first load of laundry, I get an alarm from my Govee sensor. We have Govee water sensors around, strategically placed wherever there's water. And I do my first load of laundry, and check this out. Well, there was water coming all the way down here, and then it must have made its way to the pass-through underneath here into the hole where the drain is, because that's the sensor that went off with the one down here. But the water came all the way from over here this way, and this popped out. Look at the angle of that. Why would it be so low? Why wouldn't you raise that up higher so that it goes straight in? I don't know. That's our first little debacle here. So I'm going to get this fixed. I'm probably going to raise that up higher, because every time this goes in and out, it's got to flex. This side seems pretty good, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. These freaking lights up here, horrible. It's just freaking dimming lights. They look horrible with on YouTube. All right, guys. So here's my fix. Well, at least temporarily anyway. This screw was like all the way down here. I'll probably put another screw in just to hold, so that I'll hold it in place. But it's a really long screw, so I just raised it up so that pipe's not bent down so far. And then what I think kind of has happened is when this slide goes in and out, this hose goes that way and is basically trying to turn this way. And it was probably slowly loosening up that thread. So every time it goes in and out, like, this is supposed to swivel. So I've taped the flange on here so that it shouldn't, this part, the flange shouldn't swivel, just this part, and hopefully it won't come apart anymore. But I don't have a Govee sensor directly below in the basement right there. I have it kind of screwed over this way, but now I think I'm going to put one right there underneath that. So if this does happen again, because we only do laundry when we're at home. We never like turn it on and leave. So if it ever happens again, we can come through, hit, you know, that sensor will go off immediately, and we can hit pause. I'm even thinking about making like an access hatch here. So in case I ever have to get in here again, I don't have to take the bed off again, which is kind of weird. This thing's only being held down by like 2 screws back there where you see those little marks. So I know exactly where to screw it back to. But that would be helpful. In case of emergency, I can just open that up. All right, so the laundry's been going. It's been dumping water. There's been no leaks. So hopefully it crosses diverted. And I remember when we went to go buy this thing, somebody had mentioned you never have any kind of water in a slide. And that's why, because you don't want any moving parts when you're dealing with water, because things can loosen and break. So we'll keep an eye on it. If something else happens, I may just switch out this whole ordeal to something a little bit less likely to have another accident. I'm sure I can come engineer something here better than they did. Sometimes it looks like these RVs, they just throw this crap together without even thinking about it. And when I took the mattress and folded up here to go find that leak, and I went to go pull it back on, because I just left everything on. I just pushed everything out of the way. And when I went to go pull it up, I put a hole in our brand new comforter, and it just snagged on one of these right here and just ripped, as if things couldn't get any worse. That was a pretty disheartening to see, but that just goes back to just engineering and you know, just probably laziness on somebody's part. That could have probably been, that might have been left off from the beginning. Who knows? We don't know. Any which way, the flange shouldn't unscrew, so time will tell. If it does, I'm probably going to get a different hose and redo that whole mess. The hose should be longer, I think, so that it'll allow for more movement without putting tension on it. I'm sure some RV engineer in his infinite wisdom decided that was great. Any which way, like, that was a big bummer, you know, and I sent Kim a video and kind of, because she was at work at the time, and, you know, she came home, and after, like, the water leaking out from underneath it and just the moving and all this stuff and the stress of buying new stuff and just everything, we were kind of at the point, like, I think we might have made a big mistake. This is worrying me, you know, and I had some concerns too, like, because with our old RV, we had zero issues with. Everything works great. Everything's fine. There's no leaks, nothing. It basically is in perfect condition. Just, you know, Kim really liked it the way this one looked and everything. And this is the kind of setup that she was looking for in the beginning. But the only ones that were kind of set up like this were toy haulers. And we couldn't find any ones with, like, the rear kitchen, with the mid living room, with the L-shaped couch that wasn't much bigger, or have like a bunkhouse or something like that. We wanted something either the same size or maybe just a smidge smaller, because this thing, you know, is much easier to maneuver. It's only 34 feet, which I was amazed we were able to get 3,500 watts of solar on 34-foot fifth wheel. Anyway, that we'll do more update videos for that. That really just had us concerned, and I told Kim, like, I can fix this. These are simple things. I know a lot of people would be like, you know, I'm going to took that into the, you know, where's my warranty? Bang, 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 bang. You know, fix it. Do my warranty. Like, honestly, they're the ones who put this stuff together. I don't trust them to fix it. So if I can fix it myself, I will. If we got some, like, welds cracking or something like that, or a slide falling out, all right, we're going back for warranty work somewhere. We're not taking it to the dealership we got it from, but we'll figure that out if we have to. But all these little things are pretty easy fixes so far. So these things are going to happen. So if you're RVing and these little things help, don't get overwhelmed. Just take a breath, take a moment. You can fix them. You can find somebody who can, or you can find a video like us, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. You know I didn't video a lot of the drama and stuff just because I had my hands full and I've been so busy. But after things settled down, we've done several loads of laundry, no leaks, shower doesn't leak. The only thing we're having issues with is the bug still coming in, but the little bug zapper back there does a great job. It's not really a zapper, it's just like has a sticky thing that they stick to, and the light just attracts them. But so far, Kim is happy now. We've got those things resolved. Puppies are happy. They seem pretty tired. Well, they've been playing. Finney's over here. You taking a little nap, buddy? We do have some exciting adventures planned and things coming up. Things are changing. We're not just going to be stationary RVers for long. We do have a big move coming up. Make sure you subscribe. We have a lot of stuff coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section. It really helps us. Please give this video a big thumbs up. That shows us that you appreciate the videos, and we really appreciate you guys. I truly do mean that. And we'll see you guys in the next one.